8th of February 2012. I want to start this video by how I start every video I've made in the past 3 months. I'm sorry for not making that many videos. I know it's been a while now. Trust me, being a senior in high school, getting ready for college, takes quite a substantial amount of time. Therefore, I haven't had the time to put into this channel to make the videos that I should be making. So I wanted to apologize for that. Anyways, this one is about gaining some disk space on your Mac. In Windows, there is a pretty easy way to do this. You could go into settings and turn it off. You didn't have to use command prompt. Here in Mac OS 10, any version since I think 10.4, this should work back to Tiger. You do need to run a terminal command, authenticate, and then run the second command, which is in red on the screen. This is going to disable hibernation. If you don't know, there's two ways to sleep or hibernate your computer. One is sleep mode. It still uses power. It's going to drain power from the battery or the power source or whatever you have it plugged into. When you close the lid on your Mac, unless you've altered that, it will go to sleep. It doesn't use very much power. It kind of turns itself off, but the RAM is still being powered to keep the information in there. And that's a really good way if you're going to come back in a little bit and you want it to be quick. If you actually want to hibernate the thing, put it into a deep sleep, have it use no power, it actually dumps the contents of the RAM. If you have 2 gig, it'll make a 2 gigabyte file on your hard drive of which it'll dump into. If you have 32 gigs of RAM, that's 32 gigs of hard drive space automatically allocated for that hibernation image. I've got 16 gigs of RAM on this MacBook Pro right now, so just having the hibernate option available allocates 16 gigs off to the side. Even if I only have 2 gigs of RAM full when I hibernate, it's going to take 16 gigs of space. So if you would rather have that hard drive space or solid state drive space, in my case, that's the reason I'm doing this. I only have a 120 gig SSD with a 500 gig data doubler in it. I can't specify it to go to the data doubler because it thinks that's a CD drive. So it's using the SSD. If we want to disable hibernation, we will automatically gain as much disk space as we have RAM. If you don't know how much RAM you have, it's the apple in the top left about this Mac. There we go, 16 gigs. So I gained 16 gigs of space on my primary drive where the OS is installed. I'm not actually going to run the commands, but if we go up there and we type in terminal, we hit enter, we now have a terminal window here. So we copy this first command over here, paste it in there, and then we authenticate with our password. That only takes a second. Then paste the second command. I'm going to have these commands listed below so you don't have to type them out. Just open the video description. Copy and paste directly into that window. It usually takes Finder for some reason about a minute. My microphone's in the way. To realize how much disk space you actually have free. I have 32.5 gigs free. Before I only had about 16.5 or so. So that's a great way to free up a lot of disk space. If in the future you're looking to re-enable it, personally I don't have the command for that. I'm not looking to re-enable it. However, Google's your friend. Google the command that would probably just set that 0 to a 1 or a different value. I don't know as much about the OS 10 commands in whatever they call their kernel here, Darwin I guess, but in Windows I was more familiar with that. Anyways, there's 16 gigs of disk space. If you've got 2, there's 2. Hope this helped you out. Leave me some comments down below and you'll find all the information in the description below this video. It's been a while since I've actually talked to you, so I thought I'd give you a quick update here on the site. We have not had a lot of new posts come in. We would love to see that from our writers, myself included. I simply have not had the time to sit down here, open WordPress, and type and edit for an hour, which I would love to be able to do, and I'm hoping to find that time shortly to start creating content for the site again. We've got an iPad 3 coming up. We've got a possible iPhone 5. We have new MacBook Pros. This is the time of year when we start to ramp up in the new products, and I'm hoping to be able to make some new videos about that. But we have recently welcomed a newer user to the site. He's on the About page, and with that welcoming, I looked at the About page, and I just thought the old graphics looked so crappy, so I sat down with Colt on Skype, opened Photoshop, and we spent about an hour recreating these images. We just made a template, put everybody in, welcome our new user down here at the bottom for the time being. But we've got some new graphics. There's a couple new posts up depending on the last time you went. Even if you go to Mac Rumors, there's not that much going on right now, unfortunately. But hopefully, as I said, that will ramp up over time. So check that out. Be sure to check out the site, Twitter, twitter.com/JamesRSchultz, all that stuff. And I hope you enjoy your extra disk space. So I'll talk to you guys hopefully in a video later this week. Bye-bye.